What's up guys, welcome to Health Hustle with Adam. Today I'm going to introduce John. We've been working with each other for the last sort of year and a half and I'm under a bit of pressure here. John's a really intelligent guy and you'll meet him in a minute, but he's just hit me with the fact that he's actually done a 2-year course on like video editing and sort of interviewing and directing and all that, and he's telling me about like everything that's going wrong right now. So anyway, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, John. If you want to introduce yourself, just tell everyone kind of who you are, what you do and all that kind of stuff.
So my name is John Lecona. I come from Spain. I'm working in Glasgow at the moment. I'm a professional video game artist, so I've been all my life drawing, as you can imagine, and yeah, I've always been very lazy and sitting all day just drawing and doing my stuff. But so far, the best thing I could have done is start exercising, and it would be a pleasure to tell you exactly like what's the most important things lessons that I've taken so far.
Yeah,
the journey's not over, but so far it's been a year and something, and so positive.
Yeah, brilliant, and we're going to get into that. But first of all, if you just want to start with a little bit about sort of your actual physical body, sort of change and transformation, and the difference that you've felt in your health and your energy since you started.
Okay, so I work as an illustrator, so most of my life I've been sitting down, having this kind of very lazy position where you just work with your hands and you do nothing. So naturally, when I started exercising, the first thing I felt is like even my posture's changed. Like the physical changes that are being most obvious have been balance. I'm a very big guy, so even walking down the street is sometimes a challenge when there's always in Glasgow, most likely the road is a mess, so you always have these like bumps.
That's right.
So sometimes you're like 100% you're going to turn your ankle in every corner. So just having this balance, this confidence, and almost like what you call the core, it's been working that has been a massive change. Like that's the smallest thing I can say about how good this has been, like body wise. Of course I've lost weight. Of course I feel better. Like I look myself in the mirror and I feel like my body's getting in better shape. Like I touch my arms and now they're a bit harder than they used to be.
Yeah, pretty, right?
Then I'm not just this like blob of thing, now I feel like better, and this is just the surface of everything,
Yeah, so sitting in, if somebody's watching, say, that might be in where you were, say, like a year and a half ago when we started working with each other, and they're a bit unhappy the way they feel and things like that, but there's something stopping them coming into the gym or working with a professional or working on their health. I don't know if you can talk a little bit about where you were kind of before, what place you were in, and what might have stopped you from.
Yeah, so if I look at myself 1 year and a few months back, I would say the most intimidating thing is this like unknown like world that is the fitness, the gyms, all that. Like in society, we have this portrait of these like very ripped people that have almost like their own kind of they hang together. They look down upon you, and you feel like a bit of an outcast, and you feel like you're going to this forest where wolves are going to kill you. And when I stepped in the first time into the gym, I wasn't sure what I was expecting really, because it was like all these machines, it puts you out of your comfort zone so hard in just a few steps. Just the thought of going into a gym, it's very intimidating. It's going to the war zone. You don't know how to use the weapons.
That's right.
You feel like you're gonna be killed. You feel like you're gonna see all those ripped people like looking at you like, who's this fucking fat guy? And I think the thought of that is a lot more powerful than the reality of it, which is just a place that's there for you to take advantage of. And meeting you was almost like an accident, because I subscribe into this thing where you're shown how things work. And I remember you told me, what's your plan? And I started describing the super lame strategy to just, I'm gonna run every day, you know, and I'm gonna be fit just by doing that. Right?
Yeah.
And so you started explaining me so much that I realized how little I know. And just realizing how little I know about how to improve myself made me realize that, well, first of all, I have to hire that guy, you know, because I have no fucking clue. So I was like, yeah, do that, and that broke all my insecurities. I was just go there, do, you know, what this guy says, because he knows a lot. I know a lot about what I do, so when I hear you talk about what you do, I'm like, okay, let's just give it a go. And 1 year and a half later, I mean, I don't regret it. So that first step, going to the gym and being like, I don't give a fuck. Tell me what to do and don't think about anything.
Yeah.
And it's been super positive. So.
Yeah. You, like, I've seen some of your work, man, and you are an absolute genius when it comes to drawing and things like that, and the ideologies behind like games and characters and things like that. I'm fascinated by it. I love talking to you about it because my passion's health and fitness, but your passion's drawing. So when I see you like come alive with that, like it gets me buzzing about just everything, and we have great conversations about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But how has your kind of journey in looking after your health like helped you in changing maybe like your work life or how you're energizing your career, basically?
Yeah, so at first, as we said earlier, the gym is like this uncharted territory. Like you think you're gonna go there and just gonna, you know, do whatever, and that's gonna break your entire day. You're gonna be super tired afterwards, and that at first represented almost like a challenge. Like, oh, I have to work, I have to draw, and I have to do this thing, you know, the gym thing. But eventually, it doesn't work like that at all. Like your brain is fooling you. Like the gym is not taking things out of you; it's actually giving you things back. And going to the gym, running, doing weights, you know, doing all those things that when I do them, I fucking hate them because that's the reality of it. But when I
it's not that bad, mate. You're not convincing anyone here. I mean,
but I will tell you something. When I walk out of the gym,
yeah,
and I have my entire day in front of me, I can do so much more than I can do before. I go here, I talk to this guy. Oh, let's do this, let's do that. All of a sudden, I have these amazing ideas. Even when I'm on the treadmill, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this is what I have to do when I go out of the gym. Like, it makes my mind go through like this stage where I just get rid of the bullshit and I have super clear what I have to do next in my career, in my creative like endeavors. And I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that's what I have to do. So I go outside of the gym and I work like more than I've ever worked before in the most positive sense of things. I draw more. I've been more successful in my work. Like, you know, I'm more energetic. More energy means sometimes when someone asks you a question, you have the right answer for that. All of a sudden, you know, like a boss notices that, and it's almost like this butterfly effect that you never could have taken into consideration. Yeah. Because when you're energized, you just do things because you have energy. When you're lazy and you're like, maybe someone is like, oh, let's do this thing, and you're like,
love this.
Yeah, but it's the truth. Like when you're there and you're like, I have so much energy, I can speak to this guy and do this amazing work with this guy, work with this other guy, and all of a sudden, before you realize it, in 1 week, in 1 month, you've done 3 times as much as you did before. Yeah. And that's totally thanks to exercising and having this routine, this, you know, structure that helps me be better in everything.
Brilliant, man. Yeah, I totally agree, man. And that's what like the Health Hustle is all about, and it's what the message I'm trying to send here. So I love that you touched on that, because I found myself maybe saying pretty much every video I do that when the preconception is that you exercise and you lose energy. Actually, you exercise, obviously you're expelling energy, but you get it back tenfold, and it energizes every other area of your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's the most counterintuitive thing, as I say. Like your brain is constantly saying, you know, gym is gonna kill you. Like, don't do it because you've been fat for 30 years. You know, eating burgers is your natural state of life. You know, exercising is like the wrong way to go. Like, what the fuck are you doing? But as soon as you start doing it, and you know, days go by and weeks go by, and you have this routine that makes you exercise every day. At the end of the day, your body starts to feel great, and you start to feel better, and you have so much more energy at the end of the day. You can go on a trip and you can walk 3 times as more. Yeah. You can see 3 times as more monuments. You can stay even longer partying you know. So like if you're fat and you don't exercise like I've done all my life, sometimes you're super energetic and you're like, oh my god, let's party, and other times you're like sleep at 12 in the night and you're like, oh guys, you know, just go without me, and you missed out on some like huge party or something. So yeah, I mean, it's been
like we've all, regardless of where somebody is in their journey towards transforming like their health and their energy and things like that, no matter what they want out of it, we've all got like the same challenge of trying to stay on course in that journey. So what's maybe like the one thing that's helped you stay like consistent and deal with kind of the ups and downs of the journey, because it doesn't always go to plan. But you're still here kind of year and a half on, you're still working on it. What's maybe like something that you can do on or somebody watching can do on a daily basis to help themselves stay focused and consistent in their journey?
Yeah, so I would say there's two big things. One on a very long term, which is, you know, eventually if you're fat, your life is gonna go to shit. So that's a big motivation, like conceptually, right? Like in the grand scheme of things, if you're fat, you can have all those like, you know, medical conditions that can fuck you. So I'm like, you know, that's on the big plan of things. I don't want to be fat when I'm 50. Right? But for the daily things that eventually lead you to that everlasting success, it's been mostly writing down my objectives. That's helped me a lot. Like every day, reminding myself where I want to be, or what, you know, what state I want my body to be in. It's been the most life-changing thing. Like every day writing, I want to be healthy, how I want to be healthy, like following, you know, this routine that I plan for myself. Of course, everyone can have different objectives, but just reminding your brain every day that this is what you want to do and the rest is bullshit. That's been very, very powerful. Other things might have helped me as well, like having like week-long challenges or monthly challenges, like, oh, this week, you know, we're going to lose this amount of weight. That's a very powerful like motivation for this week, right? Then maybe you can, you know, change what you decide on next. But I would say that for me has been the most impactful thing, like right now. And I'm sure if anyone tries them, like no matter which state they are on the journey, I'm sure that will help them.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. One of the other things I want to touch on is that I'm a big advocate of kind of reading audiobooks and things like that to help stay focused and motivated and keep making progress, not only in the gym but out of the gym. So we kind of shared so loads of ideas and different audiobooks, and we kind of talk about that quite a lot. And I don't know, maybe share one of those books that really has sort of helped you or changed the way that you think about kind of your journey, and then maybe suggest how somebody can incorporate some of that into their sort of lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they always say this thing where reading books is very good for you, but you know, sometimes you find yourself, oh, reading books is such a pain, I have to have a book in my hands. And actually having audiobooks, it's been the best. I like to listen to music and stuff like that, so audio format for me was like spot on. So motivational audiobooks, you know, they have a huge assortment of them and blah blah blah. But I think the most impactful one that I've listened so far, which is the Grant Cardone 10X. That one was like, you know, okay, right now, you know, just do this thing. You know, basically it's like, you know, no matter what you think, just do the things you like to do and don't fucking care about the rest. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, like I have to get rid of all those side, you know, things that are not making me achieve my goals. And it's crazy how, you know, reading from, well, in this case, listening from other people's experience and what they've gone through makes you relate also to your own cases. And it might be as simplistic as one day, you know, you heard this thing about, you know, how people try to drag you down, you know, and you're like, oh, this guy's saying that in his audiobook. Okay, I guess that's how it works. But then when you experience it in your own life and it confirms those things you're listening, you start to pay attention to, you know, oh, I need to, you know, listen to more things about more people. So maybe you go and you grab another audiobook, like the one thing, I don't remember the author right now. But that one, for example, was, okay, This guy is giving me all those clues. I'm gonna try them,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you find your way of doing things that you've never experienced, and all of a sudden this guy that you listen is giving you this idea. Oh, I'm gonna try it. Okay, this is working. So, and since I started exercising, I've been reading, I don't know, like 7, 8, 9 like audiobooks about systems, and all. I guess everyone has their own favorites and shit. But it's been extremely like positive.
Yeah, great, man. And you're killing two birds with one stone, right? You're out on a walk and you're doing your exercise, but you're also fueling your brain and fueling the rest of your day with like, ideas or creating consciousness about things that might help change your life in a positive way, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the treadmill is like the perfect zone to listen to audiobooks. You're like, there's only one thing coming to your brain, it's this guy talking to you or whatever, and you're paying attention to him, and you're exercising at the same time.
Brilliant, man. Yeah, so you heard that. That was the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, and the other one John mentioned was The One Thing. Who's that by? I wonder if I've got it here. Gary Keller.
Yeah.
So The One Thing by Gary Keller, the two books that helped kind of John and myself along our kind of journeys of achieving our goals. Man, thanks very much for taking part in this video, mate. John, literally this guy's life is just about to explode. The whole sort of time we've been working together, John's been working in this goal, leading up to a convention to get a new job in his field with one of the biggest sort of firms in that sector, and I have no doubt in my mind that John is going to smash that as well. What a transformation, mate. It's been a pleasure working with you so far.
Yeah. So I can always say positive things, It's hard, but it's so worth doing it.
Yeah.
Like nothing comes easy,
Yeah.